Hey friends, welcome back. So I want to go over some of your comments regarding the Rivian deal with Volkswagen and how it affects Tesla. It's always fun to share comments from the community and also share my response, and I want to get yours as well. So this was someone saying, kind of making a joke here, says, Tesla's on a snow-covered road. It's next snakes on a plane. And that's coming in from Adam. That's a comment on that. Here's another comment coming from Wubba. Wubba says, Volkswagen buying up Rivian is a crazy cause, like they already own Audi, Porsche, Bentley, Lambo, and the Bugatti. So like that's huge. Well, for a dying company, it's crazy talking about Volkswagen being a dying one. Guys, there's a lot of sort of debate on whether or not this is a good deal for Volkswagen. Some people think it's a last-ditch effort. Some people think this is, just going to put them over the top. Some people are still not sold on EVs. Let's read some more comments though. And I'd like to hear what people say in the community. We got a lot of smart people in the community. This is coming in from C. Wilson. They say here, the more people drive Rivian and the product line expands, the more people will realize it's the EV they actually wanted. And now Rivian gets immense VW capital and production expertise layered on. And this person goes on to talk about batteries, which I think is a really good point. The best clue was when Rivian stated they were going to use the 4690 batteries in their upcoming vehicles instead of the 4680s that was Tesla was crowning about. Not to mention a bunch of Euro manufacturers are also going to use the 4690s and the 4695s in some cases. The slight difference in battery size makes a huge difference in performance. Nobody but Tesla is going to use the 4680s. The manufacturers silently shut Tesla's out of this strategy. Regarding the battery situation let's say you're using a battery that's more popular, among more manufacturers, that essentially brings costs down. And this is something that happens with something like a Toyota, to where because there's so many Toyotas on the road, right, you have more of a standardized parts that you can find and easier to fix, et cetera, because there's more of a market for it. So it is interesting that Tesla could be out in the cold regarding the batteries. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on that one also. Here's another one. This is from King of Mad. King says, Tesla completely changed the narrative on cameras and sensors. They used to say that human senses suck and humans are not good drivers, so their cars can't just rely on cameras, and they need many different types of sensors to detect things humans can't see. Now they're saying human eyes are good enough. And that's actually referring, I made a video regarding that, that's referring to the book where they're saying, Elon wanted to cut costs, so cut the LiDAR, and then pretend like that cameras only is enough. Here's another one. This is coming from B21 Raider saying, talking about the stock, it's up 50% now. It's a major deal. Rivian issue is the insane cash burn, far more than Tesla. And they have similar production. However, Rivian makes top quality products with good UI. So that was reviewing that. And a lot of people were saying that too, as well as that Rivian has good reviews. Here's another person. This is from 123 Charge It. They say, I just saw a 2024 Rivian R1S. That's the Suze. And they say here, with 900 miles on Carvana for 75,000 K, that's a drop of over 25 bucks per mile driven. One thing that is something we just don't know. Well, we have some data on it. Depreciation on electric vehicles actually on the Tesla is not great. You lose a lot of money, and this is for any new car. Drive it off the lot, you lose a ton of it. So my personal opinion on this stuff, I'm not into that you have to buy a new car. I think you just lose too much. Buy a car that's a year old, 2 year old. You save quite a bunch of money. If you do buy a new car and you keep it for long enough, then it becomes whatever worth it means, right? I'll just say you get a little bit better value. Someone did actually mention on here, I don't remember who said it, but I'll give a shout out to one of our community, mentioned, hey, before picking up an EV, they suggest at least one for a few weeks, try towing a few things, and then they think that you'll just ultimately go back to the gas-powered vehicle. I don't know, I'll leave you guys the decision on that if you want to go back to the gas-powered vehicle, but I don't think it's a crazy notion to say, hey, run for a couple weeks and just see if it does what you want it to do. Here's one. This is from John M. Vicker. They say here, I saw some share price activity on Rivian yesterday and this morning and thought something was up. And this is real. So there's a little bit of insider trading, insider knowledge. No one's gonna. I'm not accusing anyone, but no one's gonna come out and say, yeah, I heard the deal was going through with Volkswagen. This kind of rumors. And so we're buying some shares up, and then that was officially announced. That happens all the time. It's hard to keep kind of these big deals secret. Rivian has a good UI and overall product. It's again coming from John, and then John had a funny joke too, saying Tesla just showed, quote, fluffy pillows or cars under covers in their recent stockholder day. So Tesla's got nothing at the moment. Here's another comment. This is coming from John H1. They say these are around 50,000. There are around 50,000 Teslas sitting unsold in the holding yards. That's a big problem. We talked about that in the video. There's a bunch of inventory out there they're trying to get rid of. Here's another. BS Driver says, I see Rivians and Ford Lightnings in Atlanta, but hardly see Cybertrucks. I want to hear for you guys in which city you're in. Do you see Rivians and Ford Lightnings also on the road, but not necessarily Cybertrucks? I don't think that the Cybertruck did as well as Elon claims or the pumpers claim. And like I said, we got some numbers before that looks like only about 11,000 of those that talk about Cybertrucks here have been sold or delivered. That's a better way to put it. Here's from Jay Fizzle. They say here, I see a few Teslas, a few Rivians, and I've seen just one Ford F-150 Lightning on the road, but not as many as I would like to see in all the neighbors. So these are still relatively new, these kind of vehicles, so I think it's still a wide open market. I've said this all along, and I know a lot of people agree with me. Why didn't Tesla just make a normal truck? Why? Well, it's because Elon had more control over this than others. We've talked about this before on the channel. If you looked at the concept art and the inspiration of sort of what it was really, honestly, Elon was inspired by 1980s sci-fi movies, be it your RoboCop, your Blade Runner, it was a Total Recall with the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, these kind of things, and that's what inspired him. So he tried to do this stuff. Back to the Future is another inspiration, the DeLorean. But DeLorean, even though it's a cool looking car, it wasn't a commercial success. There's another one, I think it was the Lotus was another one that was one of the inspirations. Again, cool looking car, but not a commercial success. And also the underwater James Bond car was another inspiration for the Cybertrucks. Cool looking cars, but not a great success. And my personal opinion, in the Cybertruck, I'm kind of neutral. And I mean, neutral in terms of looks. I don't think it's the ugliest thing out there, but I don't think it's great. And I don't pretend to say it's great. Here's another one. I'm talking about looks of the Cybertruck. Here's coming from Shaw. Shaw says, Rivians are nice. My brother owns one. Oh, okay. And it was way ahead of my Model 3. See these people who own these things, right? His R1T feels like a $100,000 car, and it can off-road. If their R2 performs like the R1, I might sell my Jeep for one. We are trading in our Model 3 for a RAV4 Prime. RAV4s are really popular vehicles. I've heard nothing but good things about RAV4s. So, and this is something that I share so many times on this channel. Don't think I endorse any particular one brand. Don't think I hate any particular one brand. I just talk about whatever particular model. Guys, if Tesla comes out with a vehicle, which I think is fantastic, I will tell you. I'm honest with this stuff. Here's another person that says here, I have 40 shares of Rivian at 1133. Awesome. I don't know really how I have high hopes for them. I think, wasn't it like 18 bucks right now? So you've almost doubled your money. Fantastic there. Here's coming in from Necro Nemesis. They say, I wouldn't underestimate the appeal of next-gen Apple CarPlay UI and how this could impact the vehicle consumer, giving them to operate options have separate hardware platform choice from UI. So I agree with that. Both the Android car UI and the Apple UI, it's not great. For whatever reason, Apple doesn't invest that much in this stuff. And this is an interesting thing because many manufacturers, I've said this several times, I think their UIs are terrible. So it's strange that, again, one, why isn't Apple investing more in CarPlay? And two, why don't car companies, put more time in these things? Because for me, as a younger, or I'm not younger, what's I would say, forward-looking consumer or more hip or whatever, I actually do care about UI. I like the whole experience. I will say, though, I am a big fan of physical knobs and buttons, so I don't want everything on just a screen, and that's something I've always disliked about the Teslas. It's just too much screen stuff. I think screens are cool, but not just screens. I want stuff I can basically safely control without having to take my eyes off the road. Here's another one. Another person says, balls deep in Rivian at $9. Nice. Fantastic. Their latest R1 refresh is a big deal. Way simpler build, eliminating the need for extra parts and wiring. Battery now way easier to service, as well as having, a lot of positive things on the Rivian. Here's another one. Coca says, all the real-world testing I've seen, the Ford Lightning is much more functional truck than the Rivian. Strange move for VW. In my opinion, that's coming from Coca. So it's okay, guys. You've got some great comments coming in today here. Here's another one from user HX1. They say, my friend bought a Tesla and then dropped the price. Then the price dropped by 50K in Norway. Oof, that hurts. He literally lost 50K on a new car. He has applied for a refund, which offered to give. Surprisingly, Tesla in Norway is quite ethical. Interesting. So you got a refund on your car because you lost 50K. Oh, might have been with the price cuts or something like crazy. White Brigade, yeah, someone's talking about the White Brigade, and I saw that with the Cybertruck's last video. I just didn't make a video about until today. Here's coming in from Zima. One good thing about Rivian is that I don't know who the CEO is, so the product is all that really matters. And I agree. So the whole Elon stuff is so strange to me that the supporters like follow him down whatever crazy rabbit hole. So if Elon said, "Hey guys, red is awesome. Get the red truck. It's the top truck in all time," and all the fans were, "Oh yeah, yeah, red, red, red." And Elon would be like, next month, "Oh guys, blue is the awesome. Get the blue truck. Oh yeah, blue." Like that kind of like blind worship following is always strange to me. It is what it is. And the reason I mention that is that, yes, I think when you are talking about products and companies, in some situations, it's better not to, have a CEO all out saying controversial stuff all the time, or just, merely, let's say they want to be public facing, but just keep talking about their products, not other stuff. Just for example, we'll talk about Tim Cook. We all know who that is over at Apple. If you look at his social media, it's just Apple stuff, right? Nonstop. Yes, Elon has the right to say whatever he likes. I have no problem with him expressing his freedom, but the consequences as a shareholder is just too many downside risks with that. That's my opinion on that stuff. Okay, this is coming in from Busser JD. I don't think Europe is going to fall for China's offer, meaning that there's some negotiation going on. Hey, China wants Europe to reduce tariffs on EVs, and then in turn, China will reduce tariffs on European EVs going into from Europe to China, because you have BMW, Mercedes, etc. Here's another one. Rivian did retooling to cut lost production, so those estimates will need to be updated, meaning that Rivian perhaps is going to cut out their losing money and be a little bit more efficient with managing of their production facilities. Here's coming from George. George says, "I thought Toyota was going to be the first to do that, but I was wrong. Legacy automakers are better off buying these new struggling startups." So George is thinking maybe Toyota would buy Rivian. So that could be a thing. Here's what coming in from Matt. Matt says, "I wonder if this has anything to do with the VW light truck that has been talked about. Robotaxis are a solution." So regarding the light truck thing, I can tell you guys that is a huge, huge market in Asia. So we live in Korea. I'm in Vietnam right now, and you'll have like some of these like flatbed light trucks. You don't see them that much in the USA, but certainly that could go. How can I say? That could be something for Volkswagen, right? They have multiple markets, and perhaps I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Rivian has some sort of van or something as well. Here's another one. This is here. My opinion on Tesla and Rivian is that I'm leasing a Subaru Solterra this week. Okay. And also, too, we have Rivian will not do. Okay, someone says Rivian's not going to do anything. Someone's asked me about Neo. But anyway, do appreciate you guys all the time and everything. And yeah, my wife's giving me the signal. So anyway, we'll talk to you guys later, and I'll catch you all in the next video.